Okay, we've come out to a farm in Staffordshire again. Big Steve's called us out. He's got a bit of a problem with rats on this farm. It's a new farm that he's took on. Steve, tell us a little bit about your rat problem up here.
All the heifers are having calves and they're all in separate pens. Now, they're dropping for calves and as soon as the calves are being born, the rats are coming and eating the hoofs on the feet. So it's a special job tonight and I need these boys sorted out.
Right, so you've got a lot of cow around there then, Steve, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, there's a lot of cows out and about through the yard, so if we go and have a look first with a torch and that, and then
make sure where it's safe, like, and everything else.
Yeah.
Right, should we go and do that then?
Good idea.
And you tell them about the setup we're using tonight, eh?
Job done.
Alright, Steve boy, come on, mate.
All right.
So tonight, on the rat job, we're going to be using the rat combo. Vanguard sticks, Daystate Huntsman and 177, and the NiteSite NS200. Well, I say NS200, but I'm using the NS50. I've had to borrow one because I lent my new NS200 with a lithium battery to a very well-known magazine editor. Now, being professional, I'm not going to name any names. So I'm going to have to make do with the NS50, but for what we're doing around the farms, around the buildings, in the sheds, the NS50 will be absolutely spot on. Wildy and Big Steve have a scout around. There's signs of rat life all over the place. They've been eating their way through metal fencing and sheds, as well as digging holes in the straw.
Yeah, see, you've got a lot about up here, mate, and a lot of cows and cattle and that. You can see the rat runs down the side of the feeders and little holes where they've been bobbing in and out and that.
Yeah.
But see what you were saying. We've got to be right careful, haven't we, when we're taking the shots.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah, you got to be 100% on the taking shots, especially where these heifers are having calves.
Yeah.
A lot of the rats are coming in into them. So.
Yeah. Where the bit of corn's been dropped and this that and the other in on them there, like. Yeah, just common sense, really.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Fine. So there's a good partition there, isn't there? So if I think me and you come up this side, and we'll send Keith the other side.
Yeah.
And then we should cover both sides of the yard, then, eh?
Yeah. Spot on.
That's the plan. Let's go and get him. Rugged up.
Yeah.
Just as the boys are heading off, a huge rat comes running out of the cover. It sits there, bold as brass, next to the gate. With rats this size, maybe we should have brought Ian's Ruger #1.
All right, mate.
How'd you go on, lads? Any up there?
Yeah, I'm not kidding you. We just stood there talking with Steve saying what was going on, not kidding you, about 4 foot away. There was a rat sat there cleaning itself on the bottom of the fence post.
They're tame then?
Yeah, beef rat.
He said he got me tame for you, shoot him.
Let's get around there and get some then. I head to one end of the farm and Steve heads to the other. Both ends have plenty of open space and rats have been spotted moving about. Hopefully we can nail a few without them getting in between the cattle. As Steve says, they come down to this bit down here. It's like a bit of an alleyway, leads up to a bit of a silage pit at the back there. All soft ground, so there's quite a lot of mooch about there and there's not many cattle, so I take the sticks, set them up, get the gun on there, takes the weight off the gun and you can stand, you can have a good look around, so bit of luck, we'll bag a few rats tonight. I keep a careful watch across the yard and hope I've chosen the right spot. Steve gets down to his end and immediately finds a huge rat in the cow shed amongst the cattle. However, it's way too close for comfort in there.
Just trying to wait for him to move, so the cow led right behind him.
There's a young calf directly behind the rat with its head on the ground. There's no way Steve's going to risk a shot like that, and so unfortunately he's got to let the big guy run on. Steve moves on down to the other end of the sheds. Just over the fence there's another rat, and this one is huge. Steve can't get on quick enough and he makes a dash for cover. Steve hangs on a little, and surely enough another rat comes running out and gets a pellet for his troubles. Seconds later another rat makes its way down the edge of the fence. Steve fires off another pellet, and although the rat lays on some pretty dramatic death throes, he passes. Steve plinks another, and there's plenty of activity down his end. Whilst I'm stood up here, getting a big fat nothing. Steve's spoilt for choice now, and takes one of 3 rats in his sights. And for me, still nothing. Steve takes one more, and it appears all's gone quiet for now. He's shot that many, he even needs to reload. As usual, he's in the pound seat. He's picked the right spot, and I'm left with nothing. However, Steve's reloading is rudely interrupted by a new Team Wild fan. He gets all the ladies. But he manages to get reloaded, and he's ready to go again, whilst I've still not fired a shot. Well, typical. I haven't been in the pound seats tonight. I've heard a few shots going off on the other side of the farm there, so I'm hoping Steve's bagged 1 or 2. I'm going to head off down there now and see if I can get in on some of the action. I catch up with Steve and have a nose around the cow sheds, but there's no sign of any more rats. I'm hoping that Steve hasn't shot them all. I head up to the fence where Steve's had plenty of luck, and I'm hoping that I can get in on some of the action. A furry little critter pokes his head out of the straw just into the cow shed, and I set my sights on him. I catch with a cracking shot, but he still makes a break for it. I think I've missed him. Having a scout round the corner, we found him down and out. I'm finally on the scoreboard tonight. I take a look around the rest of the sheds, but there's nothing about. Whilst I'm scouting about, Big Steve is dealing with a Team Wild fan club. Then I head back up to the fence at the end. Surely enough, there's movement. Not 1 rat moving about and ducking into cover. Not even 2 rats dodging about before I can set my sights on them, but 3 rats dart about before I can get a shot off. I'm beginning to think this just isn't my night. Then, 1 rat lets his guard slip. Got him, that's 1 more in the bag. Then, the proceedings for the night are brought to an abrupt end by our biggest Team Wild fan, and we gotta call it a night. Big Steve sets up the pressure washer and gives us a hose down. It's time now to wrap it up. That was good fun. There wasn't as many rats as we'd hoped there'd be, but there never is. We shot quite a few up the back there, a few on the muck rock, and there's quite a lot of the rats have gone into where the cattle are, in under the straw. The straw's nice and warm, so they've been burrowing in there and keeping out of the road of us a bit. But the ones we did have were good fun. So we've left quite a lot up there, but Steve's going to go up there and fetch them in the morning. How do you reckon we've gone on there then, Steve?
Yeah, sound. Yeah, sound. We got a lot on the main area where the cows are calving and where the rats are eating the calves' hoofs. So yeah, spot on. Job done.
Farmer will be happy with that.
He'll be happy tomorrow, yeah.
That's what we're here for. Grand stuff. Right then, let's get rugged up.
Oh, beer o'clock.
Tune in next week to Team Wild's Air Power, when Ian Harford will be on the case of the Jacobs 4-horn ram in Texas. Subscribe to Team Wild TV for all the best air gunning videos on YouTube and our new lineup of shows for 2013.